Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a wonderful Wednesday so far. Today, you guessed it, we're going to be diving straight into Cardano, and we've got lots to share with you in this video. I'm going to try and fly through everything. I'll very quickly outline what we're going to be getting into at the start, and then we will fly through it. There is so much taking place on top of the Cardano blockchain that sometimes it's hard to keep up with it all. However, we will try and keep you informed on this channel. So if you enjoy Cardano content, make sure to smash that like button, leave us a comment. It greatly helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And also subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on content when it gets released. So let's dive into it. We'll start with really outlining what we're going to be getting into. We are going to start the video off by talking about some of the things that are taking place right now on Cardano, and one of them being the first Hydra head actually go live on a public Cardano testnet. Now, Hydra is comprised of 3 heads. This is an upgrade for the Cardano blockchain that is really going to tackle the issue of scaling and potentially see Cardano scale to over 1 million transactions per second, making it more than adequate for whatever gets thrown at it. And when we see mass adoption, which I believe Cardano is going to see, you know, this is going to be one of the backbones that's really going to allow that to happen. So this is huge. This is, for anybody who understands and has been following Cardano, this is monumental. And this was the tweet from Charles. I'm extremely proud of the Hydra team for making this milestone. It's one of the fastest and best pieces applied research in the Cardano ecosystem. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll go over the total value locked, which just continues to grow. This, of course, is down to Minswap. We will be filling you in with Minswap. You guys know that we've took you through the entire process, and this is the dummy wallet that we set up of how to actually take part in the Minswap liquidity bootstrapping event. And now we're at the sort of farming stage, and it is quite a lucrative farm. I think today on my main wallet already, and considering the accumulation of the staked LP token rewards actually only went live today, I think I've already on my main wallet accrued something like 180 min so far, and on this dummy wallet where we had 1,200 Cardano that we took part in the liquidity bootstrapping event, we've already earned 20 min, and we'll go over that and sort of break all that down for you. We're also, and when I said we had a lot to talk about, I wasn't joking, going to be talking about a very popular debate that's sort of sprung up at the moment, and that is what kind of price appreciation we're going to see on the run up to the Vasil hard fork. And if the previous 3 hard forks are anything to go by, they've typically all resulted on the run up to a significant move to the upside for the price. Now, we're going to talk about this because we are in different market conditions to what we previously were. It's important to note that. But I do think we are going to see appreciation on the run up to this. And I think one reason is just because of where we currently are in terms of price and how typically, if you look at some of your main metrics, it's rather oversold. And I think, you know, this is quite an appealing price for investors to jump in to Cardano at. That's not financial advice, just my own opinion. We've seen large wallets actually do that. That kind of gives that statement that I just made credence. So we'll get into it all. Let's start off, guys. This is the journey that we're on. We're into the Basho era, which is tackling scaling. Part of the, along with side chains and a number of other things, I think it's Mithril or Mamba potentially, that is going to be one of the side chains launching soon. And this is another aspect. Hydra is extremely significant. Hydra is comprised of 3 heads. Essentially, we've seen, or have now seen, the first of one of those heads actually go live on a public testnet. So this is significant. Hydra, like I say, is going to scale us up to potentially 1 million transactions per second, making ADA more than efficient to deal with whatever gets thrown at it. You know, you typically don't need that many transactions on a blockchain. It's largely overkill, certainly given where all your kind of blockchains currently are. But when we see that kind of next level, we're all anticipating, or certainly I'm anticipating for blockchain. I think blockchain is going to grip the world in a similar way to what the internet has in terms of usage. We already know crypto is the most adopted technology out there. You know, this is really going to come in handy. So this is a huge milestone. This is Charles basically saying how proud he is of these guys. And certainly, you know, I'm very happy to see this kind of progression. This is why we're in Cardano, because I understand that it's a blockchain that hasn't seen the kind of appreciation that others have from DeFi. It's only just getting to that stage where it's really going to start appreciating and benefiting from it. Remember, we haven't even got stable coins yet, and we're only at 300 million total value locked within the Cardano ecosystem. We did say that Minswap was quite likely to get to where Sunday Swap is and actually overtake it. I would like to see that personally. in terms of total value locked, and that seems quite probable given some of the rewards that they're offering at the moment. We're going to jump into that towards the end of the video. So let's talk about the hard forks. Now, we did share this tweet with you a few days ago, which was Charles essentially saying, what most also don't understand is that many Cardano dApps are waiting for the Vasil hard fork in June to launch to benefit from pipelining. So it seems we ain't seen nothing yet on total value locked. Yes, absolutely. I believe he's correct. Not only that, we've really dived quite heavily into, and we'll be diving more into it. And I'm actually going to be releasing a number of videos to show you guys how I'm actually farming stable coins at the moment, which typically have no risk associated with them. Obviously not on the Cardano blockchain, but a number of other blockchains. When we see a stable coin implemented into the Cardano network, that is going to be absolutely huge. I mean, it really is. Because if you look at other total value locked in other networks, a lot of that is to do directly with stable coins, and we're yet to benefit from anything of the sort. And it's really a testimony to just how early we are in, as a project. And you see many of the projects, TERRA being the most recent example, have benefited greatly from DeFi being built out, and Cardano's yet to receive that. However, at one point, before we even had smart contracts, we were third in terms of market cap. It shows a number of things. It shows that we're a well-received blockchain, and also we've got one of the best communities about. I genuinely do believe that. I think the Cardano community is extremely resilient. So this, of course, is the Vasil hard fork that we've got coming up, which we'll see more dApps launching, and certainly this June is when we're actually got a number of projects that have already set that as their kind of roadmap, or their ISPOs are coming to an end, and they're typically going to deploy when their tokens are. So if we look at what happened with the Shelly hard fork, you can see that essentially you had a 734% gain from really when that was announced. And then we have a pullback like we do after every hard fork, only to go on and make a 1,864% gain. And then, of course, this one over here, which was the Alonso one, the most recent one, which saw the implementation of smart contracts, saw 220% gain. There is definitely, in my opinion, going to be a run-up. And Cardano's almost coiled up. It's sold off to a point where it's now becoming appealing. And that's why we're seeing, if you look at whale addresses, typically they were like this. You could see that they dumped here, they've stayed dormant, and all of a sudden they're heavily accumulating again. And I think this has a lot to do with the expectations of the Vasil hard fork, and that the price is essentially going to do what it has done on the previous hard forks. Remember that we are in a period of uncertainty, not just for crypto, but for markets across the board. And you need to factor that in. These have been flourishing environments. Certainly the Shelly hard fork, which literally occurred right after March 2020, which saw governments around the world, or central banks around the world, flood the system with money. And that was Jerome Powell's own statements on their response to the event that took place in March 2020. So we are in a slightly different environment. I still think on a macro time frame, we are in what I would call a bull market. And people go, no, we're not. Yes, you can have periods. What people always forget is crypto's volatile. Those of you that have been here for a while will understand that crypto can sell off 70+%, only to go on and go up 200, 300%. This is crypto. People often, certainly people that are new to the space, think after a sort of brutal sell-off like this, we just can't recover. And that's what really, that mentality is what is the reason why most people missed out on the bear market of 2018, 2019, and the start of 2020, which is what really allowed me to, I made more money down here than any other time within the crypto space. It's when others are fearful that you want to be greedy, and vice versa. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump in, and I did say I'd fly through all this, to the Minswap staking rewards. You guys know that we set up a dummy account where we funded, I think we did two. I think I'd actually forgotten that I'd done the one. I put 900 in one, and 1,200 in another. This is the 1,200 one, which we took part in the liquidity bootstrapping event, which essentially meant that you gave 1,200 ADA. They essentially halved it. You got half min, half ADA, and then you essentially staked that or provided that as liquidity to the DEX. It was the whole purpose of the liquidity bootstrapping event, to really make sure that they had the liquidity there for launch. As a reward for doing this, we got a, you can see the boosted APR. And we also, they've got very high APRs. I think it's for the first 7 days of this. So off of 120 ADA, 1,200 ADA so far, and remember, it only went live today. So I think this is going to be 30, 40 min by the end of the day. we've already earned 20 min tokens, and so it's not even been live for 24 hours yet. So if we look at the value of that, fantastic, doesn't want to do it. Yeah, this website is being a little bit slow today, guys. So I think the value of min is round about, it's roughly 6 ADA that we'd have made. If the value of min is currently 0.3 ADA, then it's roughly, there we go. So if we switch them around, if we have 20 min already, okay, yeah, the website, for some reason, I've been having a lot of troubles with it. But it's roughly around about 6 ADA that we've earned so far off 120 ADA. So it's not bad returns. I think that could go to 30 to 40 min, which of course would be 9 to 12. You can see there, 6 ADA, it's finally come through. And that's the current price of min. So not only have we gained ADA in regards to the price that we actually got our min swap for, but we're also farming. So it's actually been very lucrative to do this. And again, you can see some of the farming rewards here. We did, on my main account, actually put into the Dana ADA one and a number of others, just simply because these opportunities are too kind of good to pass up. I mean, for a lot of people, you'll make what you would from an epoch in a day of these pools. There is still the huge risk of impermanent loss, which is where the prices change and your tokens actually get kicked out of the pool to make sure that you still maintain equal dollar amounts or monetary amounts of the tokens, so that it's kind of how an AMM works. But it is, you know, it's definitely rewarding. And I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Did you take part in this? If so, did you? What are your thoughts so far? You know, it's been, and it was the same with Sunday Swap. Sunday Swap had a similar kind of APR. And you know, it's certainly 20 min already, which is, of course, the equivalent of 6 ADA. You know, and it could be 40 min by the end of the day, which would equal 12 ADA in one day. So that's not too bad at all. It's passive. It's just a way to earn a little bit of extra tokens, if you will. Ultimately, the goal for me is to accumulate as much Cardano as possible over a sustained time period, because I ultimately believe in this blockchain and what they're trying to achieve. So that is really all I have for you guys. I'm really going to love and leave you on that note. I just thought I'd give you an update on the MIM. And let me know your thoughts on the Vasil hard fork. It really is speculation, but if you look historically, every single hard fork prior has led to a pretty epic move to the upside. And I ultimately think, you know, we could be about to benefit. Cardano needs at least a relief rally, if nothing else. It's been essentially 7 months or nearly 8 months now of continuous downtrend. And where you are in terms of a lot of your indicators is in the floor, basically. I mean, since Cardano really went public, if we look at your RSI, for example, you know, this was your bear market low of 2019, sorry. This was obviously March 2020. You're below that today, and you could be about to turn that corner. Certainly your stock RSI is potentially pointing at a similar thing. You've had that kind of bullish cross on it, and your MACD looks like it could be ready for a huge return move. So ultimately, we know what the kind of macro environment is. We've spoke about it in great length, and we make videos on it daily. It's important to understand that, to understand what's taking place with the cryptocurrency market in terms of price, and because it is very correlated. So that's really all I have for you on this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Exciting things around the corner and already happening. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Remember, guys, we do have the stake pool. All in is the ticker. We are getting our way back to 4 million Cardano staked. So if you guys are looking for somewhere to stake, you're more than welcome at the all in pool. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesdays.